So, let me turn these down so that I'll tell you when. I'll give you the.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the presentation is called "What Does It Mean to Be Healthy?" Right? Generally, it's not going to be a long presentation. So go ahead and press that. Oh, whoops! That's a double tap.
Oh.
No, it's okay. Tell you what,
Oh.
you can actually, if you just press that button,
Oh,
that'll
that's
do
better.
it. Yeah, on the
Okay.
left.
Sorry.
Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm a strength coach, so that means that I train athletes in gyms. I'm a private trainer for just the general population. I teach kettlebells. Do you know what kettlebells are? So kettlebells, I have a this is a kettlebell. A kettlebell is just like a weighted cannonball with a candle. Okay? And you can do a number of exercises with this. I also teach powerlifting, which is lifting as heavy as you can. This is Totoro. He's a cartoon character. He's loved by many. And so I involved him in my exercise program. So I'd be considered your stereotypical healthy person because I look a particular way. That's kind of the way the culture sort of does it. Could you hit the button for me? Perfect. Okay, this is good. So essentially, what does it even mean to be healthy? Okay, what does it mean? There's so much misinformation. So essentially, everybody would break into groups. We'd answer these questions. So how about I have you? We'll do a little mock summary together. We'll pretend that we're a group. So what does a healthy person usually look like in the culture? What do we see on this application?
Good weight.
Yeah, right? Somebody that's thin, right? It's not, you don't see people of like average or above sizes as being healthy. Usually they're very cut muscles, right? There's a lot of like, low body fat percentage. These people are seen, they're exercising all the time, they're always at the gym, they're always at the beach, they're always running, doing some sort of weightlifting. What does an unhealthy person look like? Everybody else, right? Everybody else. If you look normal, if you're maybe a few pounds overweight, you're unhealthy, right? If you're not cut and lean, you're unhealthy, especially with Instagram, right? Anything Facebook, you get these ads of people doing CrossFit, they're lifting heavy weights, sweating, they look, cut, exhausted, and so that's what teenagers are hit with a lot, right? They're hit with these images of what that's what healthy should be. That's what healthy should look like. All right. Next slide, please. So, essentially our culture says you're as healthy as you look, right? That's what you are. It's not about what you are inside. You are, if you look a particular way, that's what healthy is. So, unhealthy, somebody that's not thin, that's not cut, right? Doesn't go to the gym. Healthy is six-pack abs, something attractive, something sexy. Too skinny, somebody that hits the gym all the time. So I did a Google search of healthy man and healthy woman. These are the results, right? So very, very thin women, right? Often wearing athleisure, right? Athletic wear, running in a gym, running in the beach. Men, right? A lot of times it used to be that men weren't held up to the same sort of body type standards, and that's gone out the window. Men, it's even harder. I'd say these men have lower body fat percentages than the women. This is considered what healthy is, right? So to achieve, I can tell you just from a fitness standpoint, to achieve these sorts of bodies takes extreme diets, right? Oftentimes extreme amounts of exercise. These people are only leaving the gym and not thinking about their diets long enough to get their photos taken. So that's what it takes, but yet we parade these people out as like that should be your goal. That's what you should aim for. That's what healthy looks like. So it's unfortunate that people are given this unbelievable, unattainable standard. And we give it to young kids, right? Superhero movies. They're always incredibly ripped. It's something that, first of all, kids, teenagers, the young adults shouldn't even be striving for, let alone adults who still think that looking anything but this is unhealthy. So it's unfortunate. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so I took two pictures of two guys, okay? One is what our culture would be considered healthy, right? In the cultural views, this guy is ripped, six-pack abs. You can see definition in his muscles. He's even got something that I'm assuming it means he was at a boxing gym or something, right? This person, kind of flabby, maybe out of shape. All right, so in our culture's view, one person's healthy, one person's unhealthy. Would you click the first one? So who is this person? Okay, this person's Iggy Pop. Do you know Iggy Pop? So Iggy Pop is a rock star. And he is known to have one of the, let's say, unhealthiest lifestyles that you can get. You know, lots of cigarettes, lots of drugs, lots of drinking. So this body wasn't actually achieved at the gym. This body was achieved through malnutrition, right? From probably not sleeping enough, not eating at all, partying a whole lot. Okay? So malnutrition, right, not eating anything, can attain a body like that because everybody actually has these muscles. These are basic muscles that people have. The difference is that this person didn't actually get it in any sort of attainable, healthy way. He simply doesn't have enough body fat to cover them up. So this isn't a healthy individual, okay? And while some people can get it in a particular way, we're still talking about something that can be achieved very unhealthy wise, and a lot of times these models are just as unhealthy as this guy is. Okay, so who's the next person? So that's Tom Brady. Okay, and you can see here, right? I'm assuming this was a young guy. Wait, this is Brady's body? That looks like my body. I'm not expecting my superhero to look like me, right? This was like a viral phenomenon because this guy's an extraordinarily healthy athlete. Okay, doing the sort of stuff you have to do on a field. It's very hard. And someone like that who can still be healthy, very healthy looking like this. This is a healthy individual. It's not what we would see in a Instagram feed or on the news, but you can be very healthy and still look like you. That's the main point. So if you click the next one. So what does this all mean? It's not about what you look like. Being healthy has absolutely nothing to do with what you look like, all right? So one of the most important things that people say is, I want to look like this. I want to look sexy. I want to look this is true, and it's great, and we're held up to immense pressure. But you can't actually tell what somebody is, how healthy someone is, by them walking down the street. And the worst part is that most people feel like they need to look a certain way before they can begin getting it. They actually feel that I need to look a certain way to even go to the gym. Or if they go to the gym, even taking a walk. They feel like, oh, I'm already in the shape, I'm not going to get in any other shape. And that's not true. All these people are healthy. Everyone here is healthy. This can be attainable no matter what you start off looking. Okay? All right, next slide, please. So, when learning about health, there's a ton of misinformation. So, Instagram, social media, like I was saying, the personalities. People that, so this is, do you know what this is? This is a Bosu ball. Okay, a Bosu ball essentially is an unweighted position, and someone's doing a very, very heavy barbell squat on a Bosu ball. This will probably break your back. Okay, now why is this person doing it? Because Instagram and social media personalities need to act outrageous to get people to watch their videos. They're not trying to give good information. They're trying to make it out as outrageous as possible so people will follow them. But a lot of people use this as information as to how to work out, how to become healthy. You see people doing really unnecessary exercises that can be dangerous and harmful for their bodies, okay? So Instagram isn't great. Then you can look around, and most of the time you find people who say that I have the thing that's gonna make you fit. It's gonna be super fast, super quick. It's gonna be 6 weeks. You're gonna have the beach body you always wanted. And the unfortunate part is that being healthy isn't a gimmick. Being healthy actually is in your lifestyle. And this is the last part. Everyone says it's very easy. And unfortunately, living a healthy lifestyle is simple, but a lot of times it's not easy, especially considering sort of what we ground into ourselves in terms of TV and computers and being, sitting down watching a lot. It's not built into our system, but these people who have these programs always have something to sell you. And that's the biggest part of it. If someone is trying to sell you something, and I'm not talking about like a trainer teaching you correct technique, but if someone's trying to sell you on something, 9 times out of 10, they're telling you you're doing it wrong, they're going to do it right. And that's just not how it works. Okay? All right. Almost through. So, next one. Thank you. So what is a simple but not easy way that helps people get healthy? So, posture, okay? The body position you are in most of the day. So, what does posture mean? We'll get to it in a minute, but think about it. It's all about the spine. Most of the injuries that I see people get, you see bad backs all the time. You see hips, right? Hips replacements are huge. And what's the main problem here? It's all the spine. The spine's connected to the pelvis. The spine's connected to shoulders, your neck, even knee injuries. They often start breaking. Stretching. So reversing bad positions we're normally in. Okay? So I'll get to all these in a minute. And then occasional exercise. Exercise is a stress, right? We are pushing our body past what it can do right now. We're going to feel winded, we're going to feel tired, and that's good. And it's also not something that you need to go crush it in the gym or run 20 miles to do. This is a short, simple stressor that you can do without any weights, without any equipment, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Eating habits is a much, much longer presentation, okay? So I'm going to give them a good resource, but unfortunately eating habits is something that is very controversial. Many different things, but obviously we can talk about it if it becomes necessary. Okay, next slide please. So we're going to start with posture really quickly. So I have right here the power dowel that I use with clients. This is just a regular wooden dowel, and when you place it on your back, just like this, you'll see that it connects with my head, my upper back, and my tailbone. And that sets my spine into the correct position. This is actually what standing position should be in. Now, you see so many people like this. You see people like this. You see people that, without focusing, your body falls into these unnatural positions, right, that end up creating serious problems over time because it changes the shape of your spine. So you've seen old people that walk like this. It begins by them walking forward like this. You see people that have bad backs, and it starts with people walking like that. So actually checking in with how your body stands most of the day is incredibly important. That's also important for when you sit, and it's especially important when you lift something. Most of the injuries that I see is when someone tries to lift it by bending their spine. So we'll get to that in 1 second. So next slide, let's zip through these. Sitting, okay? Most people sit like this, right? What's happening to our spine when we're sitting like that? We are bending it. This is called a kyphotic curve. I see tons of people in this position. Their butt is tucked underneath them, their spine is curved over, and what happens is they get low back injury because this is not a position your spine wants to be. It tugs muscles that you're not used to having into unnecessary positions. So, keeping your butt tucked under, keeping your shoulders back, chest high. The computer at this same level, it's the same thing when this is a position I'm sure everyone's really familiar with, right? We're texting all the way. Even having the screen up here, shoulders back, right? Butt tucked under, keeping everything high. You're gonna see most of those issues tend to go away simply by checking in with what your body's doing. So, that's sitting. Can you go to the next slide, please? Standing. Same thing as I said before. There's two big ones. One is the slouch forward position. One is the tucked back position. Again, simple dowel on your back, checking in with yourself when you get home. You'll be able to feel what does the right position feel like as we're walking, what we're doing. And just sort of checking in daily as you're sitting, as you're watching the television, as you're texting somebody. What position is your body in? That's incredibly important because small things add up. Posture is how you hold yourself 90% of the day. All right, next one. Finally, lifting. Lifting is incredibly important, and I'm going to demonstrate here by lifting a 15-pound kettlebell, okay? So, one of the biggest injuries I see is when people try to lift by essentially bending their spine over to pick something up. If you were to think about the dowel here, and the dowel's on me, and it's in contact, and I have a nice spine, as soon as I bend over, that neutral spine's gone, right? Then, once that neutral spine is in a position that it shouldn't be in, we pick something heavy up. It goes right on our lower back, okay? So, how do you pick something up? Chest is high, head is centered above your shoulders, everything is back, right? You can think about it, if you put your hands in front of you and then open up this way, your shoulders come back. It's called external rotation. your spine is now in a neutral position.